Tell Sierra.
I can't believe that word.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
What's going on, everybody? This is Carbon coming at you again with some more in-depth tips and tricks and everything else really you need to know about my favorite game mode and hopefully yours, Blackout. Now, let's just get into the little history of Blackout. So this brings a whole world of Battle Royale, you know, because it started from, you know, H1Z1 to PUBG, Fortnite. But not only does Blackout see a return as a great, like, Battle Royale, it brings back, like, the best characters and the settings in series, but also the introduction to, like, the biggest map ever. And not only is it, like, the biggest map ever, but it has a collection of our favorite maps from previous Blackouts. It's just crazy. But with so many features to understand, I've compiled a complete, like, Blackout guide that will include everything you need to know in order to get the much anticipated, you know, win, that victory royale, or just the victory in Call of Duty's case. You know, whether it's deciding you're going to go, where to go you're going to land, navigating to your, let's say, your first crucial minutes on the ground, which is actually, like, the most important parts of the game, or trying to find, like, the best areas to look. I got everything you need in this little bit of a guide, so let's start with a little bit for like map and like travel tips. So first is like Nuketown Island, which there's something in Nuketown Island which I don't think any of you ever knew. If you guys ever go to the center of Nuketown Island, that little, like, not like the center exactly, but the center of the original Nuketown Island where it says the welcome to Nuketown, there's actually a population on that sign, and as people die, that population counts down. It's hilarious. I think it's amazing. But you can also use the lighthouse, which is on that same side, like same kind of area, zombie area. You can use the lighthouse for like very, very noisy metal stairs. So if you're ever in lighthouse, you can definitely use them to like track other people. If you're just run and gun, make sure you get those kills before they do, but be careful because they could be doing the exact same thing. Another one is when someone locks onto your vehicle, the alert increases in speed as the missile approaches. So as the missile is coming at you and that alert is going off, the alert actually gets faster as the missile approaches. So once you hear it a few times, if you're somebody who's on the vehicle a lot you're gonna start to learn like exactly how long it, you know, those beeps take for the missile to get close, so you know exactly when to jump off at the right time. So another one is when underwater, you'll begin to gasp for air, and you have little less than 2 seconds before you start taking a good amount of damage. Now, once that happens and you peek your head up, you don't need to keep your head up for a specific amount of time. You can peek your head up and immediately peek your head back down, like instantly, and it's like a new breath. It's crazy. So also when swimming though, you can press the sprint button and your soldier will put away the weapon and swim faster. For anybody who didn't know that, it's kind of like sprinting. It'll put the weapon away, you won't be able to fire, and then you'll start swimming a lot faster. Now Iron Lung is a great perk to use, not only for the sniper, but when you're underwater. It gives you a few extra seconds underwater before having to come back up. Now this is for those times like you're really trying to get away from some gunfire. It is great to have Iron Lungs. It's not just for aiming down sight with a sniper rifle. It's not. So the next one is to get a location faster. Pitch your camera straight downwards until you get to the 70 meters per second when you're diving out of the helicopter. And then if you totally pitch it fully up, you'll still be going around like 65, 66 like meters per second, and this helps you get you anywhere faster. If you ever wonder why people get to places faster, it's because they're jumping out of the helicopter, immediately gaining that speed, and immediately jumping out of the helicopter. Like as soon as the game starts, they're immediately jumping out of the helicopter, they're immediately gaining that speed, and they're heading to their destination. Like it's crazy. Let's talk about the wingsuit while we're talking about jumping. So redeploying your wingsuit by sprinting off an edge and jumping and holding the jump button. So this only works when very high up. Sadly, there's no like indication, and there should be. But like, let's say at the top of lighthouse or construction, you can just sprint and jump off and redeploy your glider, and you can glide to safety. But like I said, there's no meter to let you know exactly what the height is, so you kind of just have to know it's a really high area. So let's talk about the blue beam that you know, in the middle of the map. You ever seen a blue beam shooting up in the middle of the map somewhere? Those are where zombies are currently present, and the mystery box will spawn every single time. And then every time you get those mystery boxes and you get a mystery box, if you kill the zombies again, the only thing that's going to show up in that mystery box is the exact same items as before. So it's not going to be a new set of weapons, but the good thing is you can always take the weapon out that is fully, you know, that has all the attachments on it. You can take all the attachments off, put them on a weapon you actually want it for. Like, it's pretty good. And then let's also say it's important to remember that doors will always be closed. So if you're approaching a building with an open door, chances are the place has already been looted and an enemy can still be inside. You can also use this method to your advantage by shutting doors as you enter in hopes of catching enemies off guard when entering, you know, these looted places. So like if you're in a house and you're like, if you came in the door, shut it, and that way somebody else might come in like, oh, nobody's inside because the door's still shut. So then they put their guard down, and then there you are. Like, what am I going to do now? Never mind, I can kill them because they have no idea I'm there. I know I'm weird. Another tip is to have enough bandages and medkits to last you for ages. Now, I can't stress this enough. Trauma kits and medkits. If you have at least 10 medkits and a trauma kit or 2 or more, you don't need bandages. You can just keep your medkits, but at this point, you want medic. Medic is probably one of the most important perks you can have in the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. All right, it really just is. And then also for the storm, if you're somebody who's constantly in the storm or is afraid of the storm, just know that you can stay within the storm. Just use Outlander as the perk and just have some bandages, and you can stay in there a while. You can sneak up behind people that are in the safe zone as you're in the storm because they don't think anybody's in there. It's great. And now let's see, what's the next tip? So that's pretty much it for those, and then we're going to move on to general gameplay tips. Now, as far as these, the first one I'm going to say is like to make looting on consoles much easier by changing the pickup settings in the console controls menu. Now, I did this in a previous video with all the settings you should have, but you should go into the settings, go to Blackout, and then change your loot button to press square, not hold square. That is a big advantage. You need that. You can run and loot, and you can get through bags a lot faster. Another little tip is attach a sensor dart to your vehicle, such as like the quad, basically anything that moves that you can drive. If you put a sensor dart on it and you start driving around, there will still be a radius from where you are to see if people, so you can just ride around, see if somebody's in the vicinity, if they're hiding somewhere, and you can get those kills. It's amazing. I love doing it. Also, you want to entice enemy players with traps by placing down like popular weapons and attachments. So if you ever have free space in the beginning and you're in the safe zone in a nice landing spot, or you're guarding an area where people you know are going to be running to get to the safe zone, it's good to put down things that people are definitely going to pick up, like attachments and maybe like a gold gun or something, and then put traps there, and that'll entice these people who are already running in that path to go check it out, and then boom, they're dead. Easy kill just for you. Also, do you need extra space? Truck bed? Actually, no. Actually, it's been fixed. I can't believe I wrote that down. It's been fixed. You can no longer place items in the back of a truck to carry them. You can't. I don't know if this works with the... I know you definitely can't put armor on the back of a truck, but I don't know about... I know you sensor darts you can definitely put on the truck. I don't know about a trophy system. That one's going to be a little different. And trophy systems, do keep in mind if you put them on the back of a truck or any vehicle, that they will explode some vehicles or some missiles, but not all of them. So you can put a trophy system on the helicopter, the truck, and basically if somebody shoots a missile at you, it's like a 50-50 chance that missile's not gonna kill you, or at least explode anywhere in the vicinity that could kill you. Another one is don't forget to use your perks. Perks are absolutely necessary. If you guys don't know what the perks are, absolutely, when you pick them up, just read them real quick. Know that you need Outlander if you want to survive the storm a little easier. It does only half damage than it should. Medic lets you heal faster, get your teammates up faster with a little bit more health. You want to use Awareness to definitely hear people. You want to use Dead Silence so you can sneak up on people. You want to use Paranoia so you can see if somebody's aiming at you or not. Like, these are stuff you need. Skulker, by far, is the greatest for traveling long distance or simply navigating populated areas because it allows you to move faster while crouch walking. Basically, it's like sprinting while crouch walking. It's amazing. And if you have Dead Silence, put it on the mix, you can basically get all the knife kills you want and the ninja kills. It's great. Also, keep an eye out for special character items that will allow you to complete tasks for, specific missions and stuff like that to unlock Blackout characters. Each time you pick up these items, you can go into your inventory and you'll see the challenges to do. Luckily for you guys, the challenges got a heck of a lot easier than they used to be. I had to grind for mine. Now they're like next to nothing to find. But always keep a lookout for these items and look for the challenges.
He's on the rooftop.
Also, when using an RCXD, it's a great way to scope out your environment without having to give away your location. But I only recommend doing this in duos and squads so somebody can have your back. Because if you're in solos and you pop the recon car and someone heard you pop that, as soon as you start driving away, they're going to come in and mess with you and guaranteed to kill you. Also, if you receive early supply, you can receive early supply drops by shooting down incoming supply drop planes by using the rocket launcher to destroy the plane. I didn't know that at first. That is amazing. You can shoot down planes with the rocket to get the supply drop faster. Also, are you sick and tired of rockets blowing out your vehicle and helicopters? Try using the trophy system. I swear to you, the trophy system will help prevent vehicle damage and any other damage from incoming rockets. Now, I say 50-50, but I actually think it's like 70% on the first one, and then, or guaranteed to rocket to not hit you on the first one, and then everyone after that's like a 50-50. You always want to go prone while looting to prevent being caught off guard by enemy players, and you want to always utilize the map markers. Map markers are a great way to communicate with your teammates or to simply get your bearings. If you've made it to the point in the game where the safe zone is quite small, you do away with the magnified scopes and you kind of want to put on like red dots or maybe just use your iron sights. That's probably the best thing I could say when it comes to the end of the game. You don't want your scoped weapons unless you're really good at scoping. You kind of want to just use your red dots and elo and stuff like that. The next section is going to be loot is randomized, so we don't expect to find the same weapon every time. So you may want to think twice if you were planning on visiting the same location each and every time in hopes of receiving the same weapons. Treyarch has only confirmed that the weapons will spawn randomly across the map, but they will also not spawn in the same location every game. But there are some places I do know that if there's like a certain building and firing range, if you land there, there's guaranteed to be a gun down there, you just don't know which one. So there are areas that you can find. If you start to find your favorite places to land, you'll start to see trends of where there actually are weapons. And I might make another video of where do you find like guaranteed weapons off the start. Like, it's pretty great. So don't be afraid to spread out and try some different like areas, more low-key areas, as you never know what you will find. I like low-key areas, and I also like populated areas. It just depends on the type of gameplay I'm looking for. And then much like Fortnite and PUBG, Blackout is no different when it comes to always keeping an eye on your surroundings, especially as you drop into the map. By checking your surroundings just before you land, you will usually be able to gauge just how your first several minutes are on the match, or are in the match, and you can use your map. you can use your map as soon as you land to get a good, or not your map. You can free look around when you're in the air, finding your landing location, and you can see where other people are landing, and that'll give you a good indication of where other people are on the map. That's what I was trying to get out there. But however, if you're lucky enough, you may find that you have an area completely to yourself. You can get into the looting process or finding the best weapon, perks, without having to worry about players seeking you out. Also, you want to avoid areas at all costs when searching for loot. So in order to have even the slightest chance of winning, you will always want to ensure that you aren't landing with other people and always have a building to gather loot from. Buildings are absolutely key. If there's a building, there's loot. Building, loot, building, loot, building, loot. Keep that in mind. You also want to head towards that bright blue beam of light in the sky for the chance of some rare loot, because that can have some good stuff in the mystery boxes, some good places to find items for your character missions. It's a good place to find rare weapons within the game, like the ray gun. It's pretty cool. Although the mystery box does work a little different. Blackout, you aren't required to pay to open the box. You just have to basically kill all the zombies in one round, and it's usually like 10-15 zombies. But in most cases, the mystery box will spawn randomly across the map. However, I have witnessed in several situations the box first spawning in the area surrounding the asylum and the diner. That's basically what I found. But backpacks are extremely helpful, and I think these are something that you should just spawn with, not something you have to find, because backpacks let you carry 10 items in your inventory rather than 5. And then also you want to avoid engaging in combat unless you have armor equipped. Like, that's absolutely essential. Try not to engage your armor unless you have armor equipped. If your armor is damaged, make sure to find armor pieces to make sure you always have armor pieces so you can be fixing your armor. So that way, you don't have the disadvantage in a fight. Healing is also crucial in your survival. Like I said, you want first aids and med kits. Actually, no, you want more medkits than first aids. If you have at least 10 medkits, then you don't need any first aids. And trauma kits, you want to carry as many of those as you can. And keep putting them on when you can. Don't try to save them for the end of the game. It's a horrible. Always prepare for the next fight, not the end of the game. Which is probably my absolute biggest tip I can give to anybody in this whole game. So, hope you guys take it. And then let's talk about long-range weapons are a must. Now they are a must for the first like top 25 in the game. After that, take it off. All right. If you kill somebody after that, take one of their next weapons secondary. Make sure it doesn't share the same ammo, and you use that to your advantage. And then your wingsuit can get you out of sticky situations. Like if you're on the dam, you're in a fight, you're in any other high place. Like I said, you can always redeploy your, your glider basically. And then you always want to attach silencers when possible. I know long barrel will get you more accurate, the bullet will get there faster, but silencers help people not see or see where the bullets are coming from. They can hear kind of, but they won't be able to see the bullet tracers, and that's amazing. Alright, so my headset died again. Now I know 15 minutes is my limit and share factory before my voice gets cut out. But yeah, silencers are what you need. You always want to pick the right throwable for the right situation. There are a ton of throwables that you can loot, but you got to make sure you equip the right one for the right situation. Like you want concussions in order to breach or clear a room, or maybe to get some melee attacks. You really want to just freeze somebody in place for a second. I mean, those are probably the most useful thing inside the entire game. And then cluster grenades are absolutely great for clearing out a room as well. But there are plenty of throwables. You just got to make sure you have the ones for the right situation, and if you're really good at this game, try the throwing axe. But yeah, guys, I'd say that's gonna pretty much do it for this round of tips. I will do another part 2 to the extended edition of Blackout tips and tricks, so please make sure to leave a subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment, and talk with me a little bit. Tell me other tips that maybe you think I should include for the part 2. And I hope this video wasn't too long, but I did want to get into more detail based off of the viewership I saw of different videos. I see more people are viewing the pro tips. People want to get better. I understand that. I would like to share as much pro tips as possible. So yeah, leave a subscribe, leave a comment. Peace!